We've been told that education is the key to life. The more you learn, the more you earn, the more you grow. Let me ask you something. What if some of what we are learning is actually killing our spirits, destroying our morals, and killing our faith in God? So this video isn't just about the right to education, rather it's about the right kind of education. We know very well in Uganda, under Article 30 of the 1995 Constitution, there is a right to education. Education is a very good thing. It is a better opportunity for every person, every growing person, at any stage. We have formal education, we have informal kind of education, and we have very many types of education. You have primary school, you have secondary school, you have kindergarten, you have universities, you have postgraduate kind of institutions and the tertiary institutions. All you go to do what? You go to glean knowledge. As the Bible says that a soul that has no knowledge, it's not good. Having no knowledge is not good. It's not virtuous for you not knowing. That's why that the soul of the righteous studieth to answer. So it is very good to have obtained knowledge. But what kind of knowledge? We have very many kinds of knowledges. Remember, as the Bible says that the Satan is the god of this world. So therefore also that means if the devil is still living with us, must also craft some kinds of knowledge, trying to challenge God, trying to destroy innocent people who open their minds wide to learn something. So today we are continuing with our topic about knowledge or the information we get from our schools, the knowledge that we get from there. Last time in our part one, in our video previously, we talked about the best beneficial information or the best information you get from your public school or home school. So today we are going to talk about the misleading kind of information that we get from schools, so that you can be on the lookout, you can be aware, you don't be a victim of circumstance and be trapped in one way or the other. It's not a secret that education is a very powerful thing. It can open your eyes, and education, it's like power. Just this, as someone said, that education is power or knowledge is power. Just imagine that power being in the wrong hands, meaning the knowledge or the curriculum you're learning, there are some misleading kind of information. Guess what? You'll be brainwashed. Your mind is going to change. You'll be blinded. So we send our children or our siblings actually to schools, hoping they will come back home wise. You as a parent, or maybe you have a sibling, your brother or your son or daughter has gone to school. You have high expectations that they will come back home very smart, very knowledgeable, very essential, a liability, not an I mean they are an asset, not a liability in our community. But at the end of the day, they come back home confused, broken down, even convinced that God doesn't exist. What an irony! What a disappointment! You are at the legal stamp with me, Elias, and I'm glad that we are catching up in this video. And today we are going to learn something like that. Let's talk about it. Now, the lies we are fed in schools, in our education, the people we trust to instruct us in knowledge, we pay them thousands of shillings, millions of shillings. Imagine from primary to university, paying them, and they put some poison in there. They lie to you. Remember, they say one rotten tomato, once you mix it with good tomatoes, the whole thing is going to be destroyed. Now let's talk about evolution, that you came from nothing. Last time I had talked about that there is some kind of education where they are called scientists. They teach you that you came from an ape, you came from nothing. And the Bible calls it sciencely false, so called. You are told that a single cell happened, there was a random explosion, then there you go, you came from a monkey. Then a monkey there was a transition from a monkey to human beings. Unfortunately, I have not seen a human being transforming or to an alien or some other something. I don't know, because it doesn't happen. Why is this happening? Well, the Bible says that God created man in his own image, created he them male and female. We are in the image of God, but they tell you God did not create you, or God doesn't exist. Do you know what exists is? You came from nothing. There was a single cell. We have life. Now, how can you tell me that you can have something that will have life, but it does not come where there is life? Show me one thing that has no life produce something that has life. It doesn't happen. That means there must be a living God who created us in one way or the other. And as we continue, we are going to see that you are kind of troubled in your heart because of perverting some truth. So the knowledge is aimed at perverting what is right, twisting the truth. How can you believe in purpose, in value, in eternity when you are told you are just a product of a chance? You appeared by chance. When the Bible says that God knew us from the foundation of the world, if I'm to talk about the creation of mankind. And maybe another thing, if you read in the book of Proverbs, the wisest man ever existed on this planet, our fellow human being, King Solomon, he told us that the lot is cast in the hand, but the whole disposing thereof is of the Lord. So that means even if you are even flipping a coin, the one behind all those flips, it is God. Even the chance, or the head, or a tail, whatever it is a plan of God. How about the creation itself? And you have also heard about Big Bang Theory. Big Bang Theory. Something came from nowhere. It then it fell down. And pew, the world is created. Pew, animals are created. Pew, plants are created. Pew, mountains. Pew, hills. Pew. Oh my goodness. Big Bang Theory. I don't know if you've heard about it, but it's an advanced kind of education, like even secondary school, the new curriculum. They tell you that there was an explosion, things happened, God did not create. So they tell you that but God is a white man's religion. It is something designed to just to lie to you. It's what that's the technique that the whites came, the colonialists came with to take your things. So they crafted something concerning morality or what is right, what is wrong, called God, so that they can scare you. So they give you the Bible, then you give them resources. That's what scientists, so they use a cheap logic. They tell you that, you know what God means. They come up with an acrostic or an abbreviation that God, you see that letter G is what? It is gold. They want to take your gold. Then you see that it is an oil. You see that G, it is a diamond. So that is God. Now, if that information meets a single young man, a simple young man who doesn't know much, he will say, oh, I see. They lied to me. This is indeed a white man's religion. God, gold, oil, and diamond, they always wanted to take our things. Then they came with something called God. No, my friend. God exists. Actually, there is a God who created gold, oil, and diamond, but they will never tell you that. So they use acrostics, they use acronyms, abbreviations to blind you from the truth, to confuse a young man who doesn't know much. Just as I can say the word BMW, BMW, you know that word. Another person can twist it and say, "Be my wife." BMW means my W wife, be my wife. Then all of a sudden, then BMW has another meaning, be my wife. But is it the initial meaning? When we go back, when they were making those vehicles or other things of BMW, Bava Motor Works, that was a company making vehicles in the country of Germany. So people can come and twist things. Then if you're simple, you don't know much, or your faith is very small, you end up being said tracts. Just how people are trying to erase the existence of God using education. So they teach you the universe created itself. There is no God, no design, no intention. And you just look at the stars outside there. They are very beautiful. They are magnificent. Look at the clouds. Very magnificent. Look at the moon at night, giving light at night. Small light. But during day, see that sun. Does that really mean that God doesn't exist? What kind of education have we embraced? So, talk about the chaos, Big Bang Theory, that things created themselves from nothing. Being that, there was an explosion, then the world was created. Do you really think that one is true? Do you believe that? Surely. See the order. Can chaos create an order? You just have a look at the beautiful trees, magnificent mountains. Look at the beautiful valleys and hills. Talk about human being. Look at yourself. You young lady, you young man, or you an adult, look at your head. You have 2 ears. That's a design. 2 eyes. You have 2 holes in the nose. You have the upper jaw and the lower jaw. 2 things. You have 2 lips. Upper lip, lower lip. Oh my goodness. You look at your hands. 2 hands. That's a huge design. There must be a designer who is very knowledgeable. Just as someone constructing a house, you cannot tell me that there is not a builder. There must be a builder. Also, there is a creator in this world. Look at your legs. You have 2 legs. Okay, go back to your fingers. You have, look, 5 beautiful fingers. Look at your nails. Are you really saying that there is no creator? Look at this. Look at that. Look at this. Look at that one. Look at this thumb. Oh my goodness. There must be a creator behind that. And also look at 2 genders. When a man and a woman come together, they can produce a girl or a boy. We have never seen another third gender coming in. Though people are trying to say that they're lesbian or homosexuals, that is the third gender. No, but there are also men and women. Okay, let me tell you, people are ignorant. They're willingly ignorant. They know the truth, as in the book of Romans, that they failed to glorify Him as God. Then their foolish hearts was darkened. So God gave them up to veil affection and to believe in those foolish kind of dreamer. And maybe we shall catch up again in the next thing. I want to finish this. Let me first pause a little bit. I am going to also post another video